Ever since the release of Jay-Z 444, the conversation of what it looks like to grow old in hip-hop has been one of the conversations that's been in the forefront of most hip-hop conversations. Personally, I think some hip-hop artists are aging like fine wine and they get better with time.
The game different, not even the same rules. We learn from hip-hop, but we ain't go to the same schools.
And some OGs in hip-hop are aging like a gallon of spoiled milk on a hot South Carolina summer day. Plenty artists, but they outdated. Old ass flows trying to convince us that you they favorite. A lot of these hip hop artists are over the hill. And this concept of this video about OGs, OG rappers being the biggest gaslighters it happened to me maybe about a year ago. One, I figured out what gaslighting was. One of the most important men in my life have been gaslighting me my whole life. Once I saw what he was doing to me throughout my life, I started to see what gaslighting was. Gaslighting was always one of those words where I just never understood it until it hit me like a ton of bricks. And as that was hitting me like a ton of bricks, I saw it within hip hop. I was watching the rollout for the Missionary album by Snoop and Dre.
Got me over here been in the flight attendant. Yeah, I've been around the world and
And it just rubbed me the wrong way. One, because I felt as though they were a little bit too old to be calling an album Missionary with having a condom wrapper on the album cover. It just felt really jovial and it honestly felt beneath them to me personally. So once I started seeing that rollout with the still gin and all of this stuff that they were doing, that just felt like I felt like they were taking up bandwidth space. It felt like they could have been using that opportunity to give it to the next generation. But to me, it seems as though they don't understand that they over the hill. And the most important thing to me was I hope that they didn't try to convince us that this was going to be good music. When I was doing the research to this whole Timbaland thing, I stumbled across this video.
This that plain Jane, make them watch my list off. We are not the same, they a bunch of rip-offs.
This that plain Jane, make them watch my lift off. We are not the same, they a bunch of rip-offs.
This that plain Jane, make them watch my lift off. We are not the same, they a bunch of rip-offs.
This that plain Jane, make them watch my lift off.
We are not the same, they a bunch of rip-offs.
This that plain Jane, make them watch my lift off.
We are not the same, they a bunch of rip-offs.
Bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
On the market side, over the last, 4 or 5 years, especially, we notice a lot of fans don't mind consuming all these different versions. So you can just release all of them.
Exactly, because I want you to feel different on each one.
Yeah. I mean, I can see a whole consumer behavior saying this is my favorite song.
Thank you.
But I'm going to play it in different vibes.
Thank you.
Instead of playing different songs.
There you go.
So like, nah, I'm just going to play this same song.
There
this
you
one at
go.
the party, this one when I'm chilling.
So make sure you show this on your thing.
Exactly.
Show this, this one at least.
Stupid. Now this video right here is gaslighting 101. You got two young up and coming producers, two young and up and content creators who are, they're trying to see this whole AI Sonos thing. And then you have Timbaland sitting there basically gaslighting them. And that is why I say these OG rappers are some of the biggest gaslighters in the world, because they will sit there with a straight face trying to convince you that something that is terrible for the culture, something that doesn't sound good, something that isn't going to promote or push the culture forward is a good idea. And then, of course, we started seeing Will Smith. These type of conversations in this room where these guys don't tell him, no, this is stupid, I'm not gonna listen to this song 45 different times, is exactly how we got a Will Smith verse like this.
And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
Brother, what's that?
See, these Will Smith verses, even though my wife says, oh, he's an old rapper, it's fun, it's cute. No, it's not fun, it's cute. And it's ruining the legacy of a Will Smith, of a Jazzy Jeff, who laid down the foundation for hip hop in his early days. If you ask me, a lot of this is what's wrong with the future generation of hip hop. They didn't get the right guidance. They didn't get the truth. They got the bullshit. They didn't get the honest to God truth. And if I was in that room with Timbaland, if I was in that room with Will Smith, I would have told him no. It's crazy that Will Smith has this song come out. I like that sounds way better when you put it on the Drake beat.
Like pretty girl, 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 girl. I love
Whatever's going on in those OGs' offices, whoever the people around them, I'm pretty sure they're gaslighting all the people around them into making them agree with them, putting out this bad music, putting out these bad ideas, and these honestly look like cash grabs to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that Will Smith seems like he's having fun, he's enjoying himself, but on another breath, it seems like a midlife crisis. It seems like there's no honest person around him to tell him, nah, dog, this ain't it. And that's what I believe is a problem with all these OGs. The Joe and Jada podcast, amazing in concept, but do we really need to hear more stories from Joe and Jada? Like, where are the blog era stories? We continue to get these same old rehash stories of what it was like in the tunnel, what the 90s was like, what the 80s was like. I want to hear stories that come back into the modern day. Like, there's a whole 2000s to 2010 to 2020 era of things that have happened that are missing, but we keep getting these same old stories, and that's because there's nobody in these rooms to tell these dudes, yo, this ain't it, bro.
Look at yourself, old man. You got multiple chins 'cause you're old.
Yo, I love Will Smith. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. I don't care that he slapped Chris Rock. I love Jada. I love Will. I love that whole family. But I'm going to tell you right now, he could have kept most of this music that he putting out right now. You're not going to gaslight me into saying that this is good.
I know that I'm different. I be on some y'all don't understand it. I don't mention it.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
The reason why I don't want to get bigger or I don't want to be in certain rooms is because I'm an honest idiot. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it genuine. And if I can't be myself, if I can't say how I feel, I'm not going to be there. I remove myself from situations where I can't be honest, because then I have to code switch, and then that means I have to be something that I'm not. So this whole gaslighting thing, this Timbaland video, if you watch this Timbaland video, this is what hip hop producers, hip hop rappers, this is why they release bad music. This is why they release bad videos. This is why they release things that are half-baked and feel like cash grabs, because there's nobody there to tell them no. Sometimes you gotta tell Diddy no. Sometimes you gotta tell Will, no, this is, nah, son. This ain't it. This freestyle, I might act bizarre. No.
This is the bounce back.
But I'm not going to listen to the same song in multiple different versions. They are already doing that now, where a song releases and you got 30 different versions to. I don't want to listen to the first version, let alone the other 30. So you see things like this. This video right here is Gaslighting 101. This is how it happened.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Ain't nobody fucking with me, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I produce on a different level.
There should be somebody to tell Snoop and Dre, no, this ain't good. Snoop Dogg done released a gospel album, a reggae album, a kill you album, a sex. Snoop Dogg will do anything for a check. Sometimes you gotta tell Snoop, no. If you really just look at what's been going on, you've been getting a lot of gaslighting. You've been getting a lot of these OGs that are over the hill, that still have some type of clout. They're getting in these rooms with these people that are happy to be around them, getting in these rooms with people who are just looking for opportunity, who don't want to ruin the opportunity, and then you getting stuff like Sono.
Look, we watch y'all go from the roller coaster to that bitch that said, ah, drop down. Y'all there now. We there now. Yeah. There you go. Believe us. I believe the king.
A lot of times these OG rappers, man, they be gaslighting people into agreeing with their mediocrity. They are putting out mediocre music, mediocre moments, and they could be giving that shine or those resources or that attention to some up and coming rappers. But this whole Will Smith thing, I Like Pretty Girls, is a shame. But that freestyle action star.
Never threw in the towel though. Hip hop's Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo. Go!
Oh my goodness, terrible. But then this whole Timbaland thing as well, it just shows you that a lot of these OGs are gaslighters. The reason why the Diddy thing happened, the reason why the Kanye thing happened, the reason why you get a lot of these tragedies in hip hop, right? You start hearing these behind the scenes things is because they gaslighting people, and people that are looking for opportunity, that are looking to further their careers, looking to make themselves bigger and bring more resources in for their family. Because at the end of the day, most of this stuff is just trying to feed your family. Once that happens, they mistreat and misuse that youthfulness, right? These kids, these people are usually young. They're looking for opportunity. opportunity. They hungry, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a hungry motherfucker. As a hungry motherfucker, I know what it's like being hungry. But one thing I would never do is compromise my integrity, compromise my morals, my values, my MVP, my morals, my values, my principles for, you know, some type of clout or some type of love from an OG rapper. But if you really peel back the layers, these OG rappers is why a lot of these young rappers are not able to grow. They're not showing them the right way. They're not open for criticism. If you criticize one of the OGs, they're gaslighting you into, oh, well, what I did back in the day, you know, what I did in 2012, Luda and Snoop and all that. No, I don't care about none of that. What you're doing today is corny, and we got to let them know, because they will do it. They will gaslight the you. They are gaslighting that Pretty Girl song on you. It is not good. I'm a Will Smith Switch fan. I love Switch. Come on now, Switch. Not good. What Timbaland is doing is not good. They're gaslighting you into thinking that it's the best situation for you, when really most of the time is the best situation for them. As a fan of a lot of these OG rappers, a lot of them don't sound as good as Slick Rick. Slick Rick's recent album sounds really good. A lot of them don't sound as good as Pusha, right? The Clips is aging like fine wine. Malice is aging like fine wine. Pusha's aging like fine wine. But then you got, you know, you got your Lil Waynes of the world. You get what I'm saying? If you ask me, you got your Kanye's of the world. You got your Drakes of the world. A lot of what they've been doing recently hasn't sounded good to me at all. Not even as like a core audience, like as a core fan of theirs. Doesn't sound good, and they're gonna gaslight you into thinking that it does sound good when it doesn't. And I think it's unfair, and we got to keep it real with a lot of these OGs. A lot of the moves that they have been doing has been corny, has been whack, has seemed like a cash grab, and they need to give it up. It is what it is, man. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. Name me some of your OGs in the comment sections that have been gaslighting us into thinking they doing something dope, but really they doing something corny and they doing something for a cash grab. But donate to this Cash App if you want to help the channel over here. Join to be a member so you can get all types of perks. You get this kind of content first. Read my soul out.